Hello fellow kids and welcome to what happened in May. A lot of stuff happened. I think I'll save that for last and we'll start with my reads and my unhauls and unfortunately also my book acquirement. We'll kick this off with this one. It's Åsne Seierstad and the Angel of Grozny, and this is about the wars in Chechnya. I was struggling a bit to get into books in May, and Åsne Seierstad has written several books that I've enjoyed earlier. I'm always impressed with people that goes into these war-torn countries and try to figure out what is happening. It's something that's really far from what I think I would be able to do myself, I guess. So this happened in the 90s and I was born in 1989. When I grew up, I remember stuff going on in the Balkans, and I think I mixed the Chechnya conflict into that, so I did not have a lot of info about it. And in that sense, it's really interesting to see what did happen in that area and how it affects things that goes on today, because it's not like that area is unaffected in these days. So I did really enjoy the book, and as with every one of her other books, I guess, I haven't read a book from her that I haven't sort of sparked interest with, or whatever you say. I don't know about you, but when I'm not in the mood for a book, I tend to go for nonfiction, and I don't know why that is. I've spoken to people that have the opposite scenario in mind, where if they don't want to read anything, they'll read fiction because it's easier. But to me, it's sort of easier just reading or listening to nonfiction. Maybe it's because I don't feel like I have to follow a plot. I can just get the info. If you have a strong preference for nonfiction or fiction, do try to explain yourself in the comments if you'd like to. But at least that was the first book I read. The other one is also a nonfiction, and it's this one. It's just called Shakespeare by Bill Bryson. I do like Bill Bryson's books. They have a lot of humor, and this was kind of different than I thought it would be. It's about William Shakespeare, of course. I'm suspecting that the humor might have gone above my head at times. I listened to a talk with Bill Bryson about this book, and the interviewer said that it was very witty and a lot of fun. And I didn't experience the fun as much, but I did enjoy the book. What surprised me was how little we do know about Shakespeare, and it makes sense all the time that it's a long... The period when he lived was a long time ago, so I do get how things and information just disappears in that process. But still, he's maybe the most famous author in the world, or at least, one of them. So I just assumed that we knew more about him, but we don't, and that's intriguing in itself. I feel like I know more about him now, but then again, do we know if that's true or not? One thing that stuck with me after reading this book is that there's a theater somewhere that we only know what it looks like because of one sketch, and if it hadn't been for that sketch, we would have no idea how it looked. Just stuff like that I don't think a lot about, but I do now, for better or for worse. So those were the two books that I read this month, and I'll explain later why I didn't read more. I started 3 other books that I am finishing soon, I hope. So we'll also get back to that later, but I did find a couple of books for free, and even though I'm trying to get rid of books these days, free books are hard not to take. And the first one is this, another Bill Bryson book, just because I have enjoyed his books. So Down Under, I'm assuming this is about Australia. Is it like a travel guide thing? I think so, by skimming the back of this book. So I have lived in Australia for a half year. I studied in Adelaide for that period, And I do have a connection with that country, so this could be fun. Then it's Yellowface by Rebecca Kwang. So this I also just took because it's been hugely popular and several people have told me that I should read it. That's why. I don't need more reasons, I guess, even though it feels kind of too little. Then we've come to the unhauling part, and we'll start this with Sophie Oksanen and Stalin's Cattle. I hope it's called in English. I'm unhauling it because I already own 2 other copies. Unread copies, so I thought I don't need 3, but I'm struggling to decide which of the 2 other ones I also should unhaul because they have different qualities. Then it's Maja Lunde and the 3rd novel in her quartet about the climate change. I loved the first novel, despised the second novel, and I thought, if I want to read these books later in life, I'll find them somewhere. So I'm not giving this a go. I have a friend that recently read this and was not impressed, so I just thought, well, it's time. Then I did something smart. I started listening to this novel. So this is Når landet mørkner by Tori Craven, and I just thought this isn't going anywhere for me. There were too many names. This is like a historical fiction from the 1200s. I think we're in Greenland. Is that correct? Yes, Greenland. And, well, I could enjoy it, but I didn't feel like it. And this year is all about being better at unhauling stuff and getting rid of things I don't need. So that's where it ends with the unhauling. Even though I will probably do another unhaul before June is over, and the reason is that I am moving. And I'm moving, and that's why I don't get anything other. That's why I don't get stuff done, like reading and making videos and all of that stuff. You can see that I'm a little bit of a different location that I'm usually at when filming. I haven't yet packed my books, but in a week I'm starting my move to Bergen. For those of you that are new to this channel, you haven't seen my many love letters for that city or to that city or whatever. I do really like Bergen as a city. It's the Norway's 2nd largest one. My family lives there, which is probably the reason why I'm moving there. And yeah, it's a gorgeous place. Probably the place that I've filmed the most from, other than Oslo, where I currently live. So I'm looking forward to it, but it's stressful. Very stressful. But I've bought a house, I've sold a house, and, well, we're nearing the end of the stressful part. We just have to move first. So I'm optimistic, I guess. So that's why I haven't read more books or filmed more videos lately. I do have a lot of videos that I want to make, but just haven't gotten around to yet. So I'm hoping that will pick up when I move. I think that is what I wanted to say. I sort of waiting to move has gotten me in a place where I don't want to acquire more books. I just want to get rid of books. And then when I move, I want to set up a glorious place for all of my bookish needs. So I do like planning stuff like that in my head. And it will be great when it happens. So there you have it, you are informed. If you have suggestions for what I should do with my new YouTube studio when I move, or suggestions for books I should buy for myself as a present, or anything like that, as always, I will also like to know what books you've read the last month. So do comment my video with your recommendation and tell me if you have books you think I would like. We'll see how this goes, but I don't think it will be that long until next video, because I do miss making videos, luckily. So I hope you've had a gorgeous May. I hope your June is going to be even better, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.